Star Trek Strange New Worlds Season 2, Episode 2, Ad Astra Per Aspera is out. And wow, what a wonderful episode. Pop Tot, what did you think of this completely different episode than the first episode?
Well, I mean, let's admit it. Some of the best episodes in Star Trek franchises have been courtroom dramas.
Yeah.
The best one it always comes to mind is The Measure of Man, where they were trying to take Data and take him apart.
What is he then? I don't know. Do you? Do you?
There's obviously the Drumhead, where Picard was under question by the very Karen-looking Admiral Matisse.
Yeah.
A point, Admiral.
Would it surprise you to learn that you have violated the Prime Directive a total of 9 times since you took command of the Enterprise?
This was a good courtroom drama. Obviously, we're following up with Una, the first officer who was taken at the end of the last season under arrest for lying on her application because she's Illyrian, and as Illyrians are humans that have went through genetic alterations to live in harsher environments. In fact, we get to see the Illyrian colony that she's from. Pike is there, and he's almost dying. He's wearing a mask. He can't breathe.
The atmosphere here is not suitable for human life.
Because he's going there to find Nira, which is an old childhood friend of hers. Nira is a lawyer. It had almost kind of like a Suits quality to me, the whole office and stuff. So he talks her into representing Una, and of course on the prosecution side is Pike's girlfriend, which I think she works for the Judge Advocate Corps. Yeah. I can't remember her name, so I apologize to the actress.
Our job.
Oh, our job.
Is to uphold it, regardless. Una broke the law.
And what if the law is wrong?
It's basically that kind of courtroom drama. Is they're going to boot her out.
We're seeking dishonorable dismissal and 20 years in a Federation penal colony.
And Nira, played by
Yatai Badaki.
Yes, but Yatai Badaki. Anyway,
we didn't at all have to edit around that just to say that name.
No. Liar! Of course not. She's a very strong character. I really loved her character.
Are you being funny? You were never funny.
She's representing Una, even though she's got some history against because she felt abandoned by her. There's some chills of when she's defending her. She's grilling Admiral April, and she makes some really good points.
Have been repeatedly willing to break the very first order of Starfleet, and you are hailed as a hero. You can break the law if you so choose.
But she's grilling Admiral April and saying, "Hey, you did this, but you got away. Hey, you did this, got away."
Una Riley's services to Starfleet have been commendable, yes. But the law that she broke is there to save lives.
I really liked just the layers here. I think a lot of people that are going to come out and try to hate this are going to be upset about some things that are said, but forget that the Drumhead was making those comments too, and The Measure of a Man was making those comments too.
The first speech censured, the first thought forbidden, the first freedom denied, chains us all irrevocably.
It's that kind of moral alignment with what's topical in news of that era or that time.
There's commentary towards racial injustice.
Their gender, color of their skin, all legal at one time or another. A law does not make something just.
And there's a lot of commentary being made there.
And because she felt she had no other choice than to hide that fact. Just like the millions before her who were forced to hide how they worshipped, how they loved, what they truly looked like.
It really kept pulling at me, and they had these different lines drawn all over. Nira kind of had prejudice towards Una because Una wasn't a very visible Illyrian. She hid her Illyrian qualities different.
Those who could hid their modifications.
La'an had issues because she went through Starfleet bearing the name of a warmongering ancestor.
Could it be that you carry your family's augmentations, and you believe that because of them, you may become dangerous?
I really appreciated and was really happy to see April again. I think the guy that plays April is outstanding.
My answer is still yes. I would have.
Position they put him in was really fascinating because it showed flaws of his character, but flaws that were built into that code he was raised by that didn't necessarily make him a bad guy, if that makes sense.
Starfleet captains make judgment calls every day. Calls that save lives.
And that whole legal drama and how she built her case and everything was done so well.
So you admit that the reason for your decision is not law, but fear and racial prejudice.
Objection! Sustained.
I was just really blown away, and I really feel like this is by far the best episode of Strange New Worlds by a lot. And I was just really blown away and really touched and got somewhat emotional over it.
I remember a Starfleet crew visited. They were all so different from one another.
Yeah, I mean, it obviously comes to, spoiler alert, it comes to a good conclusion. They win the case, they make their point.
Not guilty of all charges.
She beams back aboard the Enterprise, she's in her uniform, everybody, welcomes her. She does the first officer thing, tells everybody to get to work, and then her and Pike have this really kind of cool moment together.
Yeah.
But overall, I really enjoyed the episode. I love these trial ones.
How many lives saved? Una Chin Riley knew this. She believed in the best of Starfleet, and that through it she could find salvation from the hardships and danger.
The Ronald D. Moore version of science fiction, where you focus on the relationship connections rather than the science fiction itself, and science fiction plays important but backburner part.
Yeah,
and that's what I liked about it. Is it's a setting of Star Trek, but it was a true courtroom drama.
Yeah, the science fiction builds the universe, but that's not really what's going on here. It's things that will end up being as old as time. The whole what Data was sentience.
What is he? A machine? Is he? Are you sure? Yes. You see, he's met 2 of your 3 criteria for sentience, so what if he meets the 3rd? Consciousness in even the smallest degree.
Picard's entire trial of basically right and wrong and justifiable moral action.
The Federation does have enemies. We must seek them out.
And then here, the whole, can you basically have prejudice or stereotype against somebody for something they didn't do?
Una Chin Riley is to be tried for being an Illyrian. Then the court must understand what it means to be an Illyrian.
Yeah, I just really love this episode. It just breaks my heart. This is not where it started, but I think nobody should be disappointed at all in this episode. This is exactly where it should have been.
Yeah, hopefully with Una rekindling her friendship with Nira, we'll see her again in the future, because we didn't have time to vet her, except for we know that she's strong-willed, she's a great lawyer.
She's one of the best civil rights litigators in the galaxy, and Una's friend.
But I really did like the actress, I liked the character, and I like that there's still more of a background story between her and Una, and I really hope that gets vetted out in later episodes or seasons.
Yeah, I'm the same way. She honestly was the MVP, Nira, throughout this episode. She was quick, quirky.
Should have returned my calls.
And you should learn to take a hint. Or do they not teach reading the room at the academy?
Been a while since I was at the academy, so I don't recall.
What would you say was your favorite scene in the episode or moment?
I liked when she was grilling April.
Yeah.
I mean, when she was really good, she just took the gloves off. She's going off after basically the head of Starfleet. And Admiral be damned.
Reason for your decision is not law, but fear and racial prejudice.
Objection! Sustained.
The 3 judges kept may I remind you, he's an admiral. He's not the one on trial. But Nira just kept going after him, and I'm like, because she's making some good points. She's like,
You are hailed as a hero. You can break the law if you so choose.
I think there's a lot of hypocrisy, especially in our legal system, and she was basically enacting on that hypocrisy, that he could make those decisions.
She actually just out and out asked him.
She has been arrested because of a violation of a law, but the Admiral has just shown us that Starfleet regulations are flimsy and subjective at best.
And you could tell the actor did a really good job that April was struggling with that answer.
Yeah.
So, if you ask me, Counselor, if I would have denied Commander Chin Riley's access to Starfleet Academy had I known that she was genetically modified, my answer is still yes.
So, in conclusion, what would you rate Ad Astra Per Aspera, the 2nd episode of Strange New Worlds, Season 2?
I'd give it an F.
An unmitigated disaster.
No, I'm kidding. Dun dun dun. No, I'd give it an A. It was a good episode. It was what I was hoping for, and I know we get a lot of shit for kind of stamping on the first episode, but it really was a great episode, and this would have been my choice as the season 2 episode 1. It wasn't.
You suck.
But I'm really glad that they got that and they got it kind of wrapped up in a nice neat bow. But there was just a lot of drama and a new few characters in there. So no, I give it an A.
I'm same boat, A for me as well. There was strong direction throughout the episode. The writing was really great. It reminds me a lot of the Drumhead and The Measure of a Man, which I know true diehards are going to be like, no, this episode sucked. And then, people are going to be like, oh, no, it's better. I just really liked it. This is the best episode of Strange New Worlds. Great writing. It's intense. There's points made that make everything understandable from both sides. And yeah, so I'm a solid A as well. I just really love this episode and I cannot wait to watch it again. As usual, thank you guys so much for watching, supporting.
Yeah,
Please leave your comments down below and let us know, what did you think of this episode? Is it your favorite new Modern Trek episode, or maybe is it something else? Let us know, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, Tots.